Well, Chris Jericho just got done with his infamous Chris Jericho Cruise. I kind of want to go to one of these fucking cruises now at this point. They sound like a blast. Music, wrestling, comedians, meet and greets, fucking just people walking around having a good time. That's similar, like I went to a few of the Gathering of the Juggalos. As some of you longtime listeners know, I wrote a book about the Gathering of the Juggalos. But that's one of those things where you just see people walking around and they're right there. You know, like I write about in that book, you know, there's a lot of wrestling stuff in there. That's why I'm relating it to that. It's not uncommon to just see Jeff Jarrett walking around one year, or fucking Sabu riding around in a golf cart, or fucking you just bump into people, and it's fantastic. And it's a good, fun atmosphere, and it kind of sounds like that's what the Jericho Cruise is like. You know, because Jericho's talking about it. Some people didn't want to go because they think they'd be mobbed by fans or whatever. So it's very intimate. The fans are right up there with the wrestlers. But, you know, by all accounts, fans are pretty respectful and chill and just enjoy being on the cruise and having some fun with some of their favorite wrestlers and comedians and stuff. But with all of that said, Jericho released his first podcast that he had recorded on the cruise. And he recorded it with a couple of the WWE legends. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Brutus the Barber. Did I just call Brutus the Barber Beefcake a legend? And I.R.S, who is a goddamn legend, mind you. And in this particular clip, we get to hear where I.R.S got his gimmick. It's been long speculated. How did it come about, and what did he think about it? Check out this clip.
I would assume that Vince got audited or something and hated tax people at the time, and that's why he wants you to need that gimmick.
It didn't so much mean as much being your real name when you could play that character, because they wanted to trademark it as well. But yeah, it was a heat-seeking missile kind of gimmick that I had. You know, I can recall 2 or 3 different times I'd meet real accountants like I.R.S. guys, and they go, "Oh, there you go." They would always tell me, "Oh man, I wish I could call people tax cheats like that." Oh my God. So yeah, and you know, and then WWE, we got tagged up, Ted and I was a crooked I.R.S. guy, he's a crooked millionaire. I mean, now we're talking about real life. True to life.
How did Vince pitch that character to you?
They basically said, yeah, you're going to be a crooked tax guy, you know? And they had me do a bunch of vignettes, and I'm reading these things, and I'm going, oh my God, they're going to kill me, you know? So, but yeah, it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. It was probably my best character that I ever did, so.
Good old Bo Rotundo's dad, right? Fucking Uncle Howdy's pops himself. The father of Uncle Howdy. Is there, what do you call the father of an uncle? Is there a term for that? Is there a familial term for the father of an uncle? Mike Rotundo, better known as I.R.S. or Mr. Wall Street or VK Wall Street, which was what? Vincent Kennedy Wall Street under the Eric Bischoff era? I don't fucking know. But I.R.S., let me fucking tell you about I.R.S. You know, we've had a lot of ridiculous gimmicks in the past. We've had repo men. We've had hockey players. We've had a giant fucking chicken popping out of an egg. We got dead zombies, which turned out to be an incredible gimmick. A lot of stupid, silly shit. A red rooster with the red little up top there. But a tax man wearing a suit and tie, carrying a briefcase, coming out and calling everybody tax cheats. On paper, it sounds ridiculous. And it is. It's ridiculous. And it's totally a Vince McMahon idea. Like Chris Jericho said, you know, I don't know that Mike confirmed it necessarily. But I think Jericho had noted, and I think Mike kind of confirmed the suspicion that Vince had a fucking audit or a bad run-in or just got a hair up his ass about the tax man someday and decided he's going to make a heel character out of a tax man. And My God, did Mike Rotundo make chicken salad out of chicken shit with that one, right? R.I.P. Jerry Jarrett. He made chicken salad out of that shit, man. He is proof positive that you can take a dog shit. And now look, he was never going to be a world champion. Dog shit gimmicks have ceilings. But you can't goddamn tell me that a man cannot take a dog shit gimmick and run with it. An IRS guy, a tax collector, he doesn't even have music. He comes out and just complains to the crowd. You fucking tax cheats. Goddamn you all. And what's best is when you see his promos on the past WrestleMania clips. WrestleMania is always around tax season, so he's always able to kind of slip that promo in there. He was fantastic. You remember I.R.S. I.R.S. is remembered fondly from your childhood. He was a legit heel, especially when he teamed up with Ted DiBiase. And they were Money Incorporated. They were a badass team. They were tag team champions, and deservedly so. You know, they had that giant high-profile tag match at WrestleMania 9 with Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake. Weird that Hulkster was in a tag match for the tag titles. But with I.R.S. and fucking Ted DiBiase, it was a perfect gimmick, perfect pairing for a tag team. And man, did Mike Rotundo got so much mileage out of that I.R.S. gimmick. He got more out of that than most people with the same gimmick ever could have done. And, you know, he doesn't strike me as a particularly charismatic guy, which kind of fits into being the IRS tax guy, right? Just some uptight square, some fucking boring ass stick in the mud. That's what Mike Rotundo kind of is. And just, man, he took it and he got so much heat. He got booed. He got his ass booed out of every building. And you remember him. You remember him clearly. He does stand out. He is iconic. He is a legend in the business. And he's even a former champion. He was a world champion, a tag team champion, in an era where having a championship still meant something. You know, it wasn't hot potato. Oh, who's the tag team champions now? I don't fucking know. And they're just the champions of Raw or whatever. They were the WWF World Tag Team Champions. They had quite a run. I don't know if they were the champions throughout, but they were on and off in that tag title picture for the better part of like 2-3 years. It was so dope. Maybe I'm just fucking a man on my own island here, and you guys are listening to me and you're like, IRS, bro, really? I'm not saying it's the greatest gimmick. He's not the Undertaker or anything, but it was so fun. It was fun what he did to it. I remember I had a video game. I had the Game Gear, the big fucking portable gimmick, and it had WrestleMania Steel Cage was the game, and it had I.R.S. as a character. And I.R.S. doesn't have music, but in the game they just made it like a typewriter, like probably better if that's what the music was. It was okay, it's so stupid. But yeah, man, it's a blast from my childhood, and I just all the credit in the world for what he was able to take and do with that gimmick, because it's memorable. And he was able to reach some pretty significant heights and have some pretty significant matches. Look, like he wrestled Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. What else can be said? You know what I mean? Tag team or not. Dude did a lot with it. So props to Mike Rotundo, the daddy of Uncle Howdy, the daddy of Bray Wyatt. Fucking just incredible. I should have wore a tie for this. I'm gonna next time I do an IRS clip, I'm gonna wear the tie.
Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.